applause going. Keep the goodwill in the room now for Trusha Lakhani.
Hello, Y Theatre. That went exactly how I wanted to in the rehearsal. Right. It's really, really lovely to be here. This building is the oldest building in Leicester. It's 125 years old this year. So let's celebrate the fact that we've got this wonderful building in Leicester. Now, the reason I like numbers, because I like working with numbers, is because I'm an accountant. So I'll get it out there right now. And one of the things I've learned as I've met people is that people don't describe themselves by what that they're about. They describe themselves by their job, you know, what they do for a living. For example, they don't say, I'm a caring person. They say, I'm a doctor. Or they don't say, I like helping people learn. They say, I'm a teacher. Or they don't say, I have no soul. I'm a used car salesman. I've been an accountant now for nearly 40 years. So much so that I'm actually standing for accounting elections. Right now, it's true. And we talk about some really riveting stuff, right, about auditing guidelines, accounting standards, really exciting. My non-accountant friends love campaigning for me. They get all my campaign material, lots of it. And they say, you know what? This is the best cure I have for insomnia. 5-year-old me wasn't planning to be an accountant. I wasn't that milk monitor that said, you owe me 3 straws from last week. As a teenager, I used to have holiday work at my family business. And they called it life skills. I found out in today's world it's actually called slave labor. I used to do admin and reception work, but they never ever let me come near these big ledger books. They said, no, it's not for you, Trusha. You know, all those numbers aren't for you. You can't do that. And a teenager in me thought, right, you know, the rebellion came out and thought, I'll show them. So I signed up to become an accountant. And for that, I had to get a student loan. And in those days, student loans were rare. And I had to go and meet a proper bank manager. Grey suit, grey hair, grey eyes, made me check every number. And it's not like today, where you sign your life away with a cheery chatbot. 50-year-old me now has signed up, and what I've done is I've created a bucket list. For the youngsters out there, a bucket list is a list of everything you want to do before you kick the bucket. So what have I done? I started my business at 50. That's nearly 10 years old now. Thank you. I'm writing a book. It's about numbers, obviously. And then I went and I've tried. Well, I know I've done it. I flew a plane. And it's easier than you think, you know. Give it a go. Essentially, all I had to do was pay up, turn up, and be alive. And the instructor, he took off and he landed for me, but he gave me the controls whilst I was in the air. And so what he didn't look at was my height. So there's me trying to look over all the signals and panels and everything. And he said, oh, you should have said, it's easy. If you want to see the site, just look out the window. So I did. And he said, turn left. Never look at the ground whilst you're flying. So now that I'm heading towards my 60s, I'm going to be 60 in a few months. And now, thank you, now that I'm heading towards my 60s, my father died a couple of years ago, and my mother's now moved in with me. And it's great. You know, she loves to cook. She's taken over the kitchen. So it's like going back into being a teenager again. She's literally cooks all the meals, 3 full square meals a day, plus she cooks all the snacks. So obviously I've put on a bit of weight. But what I can't understand is even the dogs put on weight. So what have I done? I've then gone away and I've said, right, I'll go to a personal trainer. So I went to my PT and they've given the group a diet sheet. And I thought, okay, so I take it to my mum because she's in charge of cooking now. And so she says, oh, all right. So she does me this wonderful pack up and she sends some for my mates at the group. I found out that now I'm the PT group Deliveroo driver. My mum, yeah, for all her love of cooking, she does not get technology. And so she's in her 80s, so what I've got is these little Alexas dotted around the house. So what she does is I say, Alexa, you switch on the light. Alexa, order more salad in my shopping. And one day I caught her. I overheard her trying to talk to this Alexa. And there she is, she's saying, hello, Alexa. Hello? She's saying, hello? Please play my Bollywood songs, Erica. So I said, let me help you with this, Mum. And she said, so I said, Alexa, play Bollywood songs. And my mum said, I didn't bring you up to be so abrupt. Thank you, you've been brilliant. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Trusha there. Brilliant.